Late. I am a terrible person. I'm just kidding. We actually are a minute late though, but what's going on, everybody? We are live. Let's just make sure I can hear myself, of course. I can hear myself beautifully, which means we are set to go. I have to do a few quick things that'll take about 2 minutes with the stream. Little Miss Bliss coming in very quickly. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. We got 4 people watching already. You guys are... Alright, just of course making sure I can hear myself. But we already got 4 people on the stream. That's pretty crazy. Within a minute. So we will be officially starting in about 2 minutes. Kyler Murray for Heisman. I'm guessing he's doing pretty good. Oh yeah, because they lost to Iowa State last year, so this will be some nice revenge for them. What's up, SEP? I bet Spotty would like that. One second. And we're good to go. So, what's good, RNP? Welcome. Alright, so we're going to look at the Pro Bowl roster first. I looked at this morning. We have 3 Pro Bowlers, none of which are on offense for obvious reasons. Our offense was absolutely pathetic. Raekwon McMillan at middle linebacker. Wes Lunt for MVP, definitely. Raekwon McMillan made the Pro Bowl. He had a really good year. I don't know if I'd say he should have made the Pro Bowl, but I'm not complaining. 3 safety, of course, for rookie Minkah Fitzpatrick. Very well deserved. Even though he missed a gazillion tackles, he also got a gazillion picks. And then our punter, Matt Hawk. He got blocked like 4 times, but other than that, he was really good this year. He had like maybe 7 or 8 punts inside like the 5-yard line. He was incredible. Yeah. Adam Vinatieri, good for him. Buda Baker, Tavon Wilson. Go Lions. Darius Slay, he tied Minkah for most picks. Let's look at this college scores. Actually, let's do that in just a second. Dayon, Jake Ryan made it. That's interesting. Sue. David Irving, he might be a free agent. Could be a player we go after. DeMarcus Lawrence, pretty sure he got paid. And, yeah, nothing else of excitement. Minkah's at an 89. It's crazy. He got 6 skill points at the end of the year. I think he got 8 or 9 in total. I think he might have got 9 in total. Might have gotten 8. I'm not sure. He got a lot. What's good, Jeff Holy? And what's good, Nick? Oh, wow. Oklahoma's barely up by 7. Clemson's winning convincingly. So is Penn State. Georgia's 35 in the first half. Miami's doing pretty good. So let's advance for week. I do have to trade some picks around. It's not cheating. It's just that this game loves the Bengals. The Bengals have the 3rd pick, not the 1st. The Bengals currently have pick 1. The Seahawks have pick 2. We have pick 3. It's kind of annoying. Illinois is going to be up by a lot. Alright, so sim week. The Patriots and the Saints are in the Super Bowl. The Lions did not win a playoff game. At least they made it. They got a first-round bye. Alrighty, scouting some college players. Let's do that. I have scouted a total of 90 players so far. Jordan Miller. I pretty much add everyone onto the draft board just because I feel like that makes it somewhat realistic. Colin Johnson. Maybe let's look at some O-linemen. One of these guys. This is pretty much how I do scouting. I have not scouted Patrick Hudson. Huh. Alright. Dallas Warmack. He's a duck and he's a scheme fit. Can't go wrong. 48-17. Yeah, was that the... I'm guessing you're talking about the Bills game? Because I'm pretty sure that was the score. Oklahoma just scored a touchdown. Ohio State's going to get murdered against TCU. That's going to be a really good game. And you say the Browns suck? I mean, the Browns aren't terrible. They're not good. No, the Lions game? Oh, gosh. Yeah, that was not pretty. I thought you were talking about the Week 17 game against the Bills. I'm pretty sure the score is 48-7. No, it's 38-17. Not 48. Silly me. Illinois, UC. Illinois is going to lose as bad as the Lions did. We all know it. Alright, let's do a little bit of that. Javaris Davis, probably going to put him around the same area. Colin Johnson, he's going to be somewhat high. He looks pretty good. Right there. I'll show you guys the top of the draft board too. It's not really much of a spoiler because you'll know anyway. Mike Goodwin, all B's. Good for him. Ohio State, or I thought it said Ohio State for some reason. Idaho State. Silly me. Nico Ruman. I know I butchered that. Malik Bostic is last on the draft board. Nothing against him, obviously. It's just he's an undrafted projected player. So that's why. Dallas Warmack. Alright. Nick is Ohio State fan, so he's not saying that like just because. Kent State. Oh yeah, they're playing Penn State. Can you show us our? Yeah, I got it. Watch the Buckeyes for 6 or 7 years. You think they're gonna? Wow, Nick is betting against his own team. Alrighty, so custom prospects. There are obviously a few quarterbacks. Jacob Rollins, Randy Rivera. I think that's it for quarterbacks. Let me check the Discord because that's where all the prospects are. Wait, does it show retirements yet? I don't think it does. Wait, can we see regression now? Can we see regression? No regression yet. Alright. TCU's played terrible teams and gotten to 5th. I mean, TCU was number 16 anyway. I think Ohio State should win that game, but obviously TCU has a chance. But I'd be surprised if Ohio State loses, but Nick and SCP probably know them more than I do, as they're Buckeye fans. Alright, custom players. So, Robert Roberts, the template player at wide receiver. Don't think I scouted him yet. Rigoberto Ramirez, defensive tackle. In the 6th round. Probably going to scout him. Georgia's on pace for an 84 to 14th. That's crazy. Hogan Buffett at middle linebacker. I did not scout any of these guys. I'm a terrible person. Xavier Davis. Where is Xavier Davis? Right there. There's Alan Hayden, Westlake. Irvin Redhead, left end. Irvin Redhead the second. Darcy Tidwell, a running back murderer. He kills running backs. And yeah, I've not scouted any of them. What's good, Zachary Nelson? Welcome to the stream, mate. We got 5 people in here. Alright, are we ready to simulate? I don't think we have to do anything. Yeah. Alright, so this is where we get to see retirements. Does Cameron Wake retire? Does Willie Hayes retire? Does Josh Sitton retire? Those are all 3 of our those are 3 of our best players, so kind of hope they don't, but at the same time, it's not like they're a big part of our future anyway. Here we go, boys. We also get to see regression. If they don't retire, they're still going to regress a lot. And alright, so William Hayes is the top face for contract extensions. That means Cameron Wake is either worse than Willie Hayes or has retired. And Cameron Wake is an 82! Oh my goodness! He regressed by 7 ratings. Holy cow! Willie Hayes is also an 82. Rashad Jones is an 87. Josh Sitton is... I guess Josh Sitton might have retired. Let's look at that. Where is it? Oh, transactions. So it looks like Josh Sitton might have. Trade Wake. We're not trading Cameron Wake. Cameron Wake has no value. For like a 5th rounder. I feel like a good year of Cameron Wake is probably worth more than a 5th round pick. I mean, maybe. That's not an awful idea. Drew Brees retires. Tom Brady retires. Jason Peters, Haloti Ngata, Joe Staley, Terrell Suggs, Terrence Newman, he retired in real life. Carlos Dansby, Andrew Whitworth, Jordy Nelson, Marshawn Lynch, Donald Penn, Richie Incognito, Julius Peppers, Thomas Davis, Josh McCown, Eli Manning, Frank Gore. So Frank Gore is our only retirement, so I guess Josh Sinton is hiding. Jack Doyle. Okay, that's not right. Jack Doyle was 34 at the beginning of the series. They got Jack Doyle's age wrong, which is very annoying, so I guess no more Jack Doyle. I'm sorry if you're a big Jack Doyle fan. Tom Brady retired already? Yep. Bye-bye, Brady. Happy he's gone. Takes Hogan with that 5th round pick. Larry Fitzgerald retires. Brent Grimes. Ryan Fitzmagic. Pete Carroll got fired. That's interesting. Alright, we can look at some re-signings. What about David Irving? I don't think David Irving got re-signed. He's a player I'm considering. He made the Pro Bowl. We could use a D-tackle. Ryan Shazier, I don't think got re-signed. We don't need a middle linebacker because McMillan just made the Pro Bowl. Alright, re-signing. I'm decided not to re-sign Willie Hayes and Cameron Wake now because of regression. Dante Jackson. I might as well bring him back. That's not a bad contract at all. It's so easy to re-sign people this year. At least for me. Nevin Lawson, no. Chad Thomas, no. Thomas Duarte, might sign him for the memes. Because why not? Alright, cool. Jamal Agnew, I'm going to bring him back just because go Lions. Best punt return in the NFL. Probably going to use him more in the return game this year. Alright, cool. He's your favorite player? Well, good thing he's gone. The Jackson are going to be here in 3 to 4 years. Don't screw it up. Trade Minka to the Browns. You would like that. Quentin Flowers, we didn't use him at all, so I don't really see a reason to bring him back. Alrighty. Cameron Wake, he originally wanted about 20 mil, now he wants 15. That's why I decided to wait, because we're going to be spending in free agency. It's realistic for the Dolphins to spend money in free agency. So Wake, we'll just give him a 3-year deal. He's only going to be here 1 more year. He's going to retire. Willie Hayes. I wish I gave Wake a 1-year deal, honestly. Willie Hayes, he's probably not going to retire for another couple years. Okay, so he wants to go. Willie Hayes is a player I'd like to bring back. If we can't, that's not the end of the world. Tony Lippett. No, we don't need him. Minka for 5 firsts. Imagine that. We don't really need any of these guys. Brock Osweiler. I feel like I should re-sign a couple of them just for depth. How good is Tony Lippett at wide receiver? I'm curious. Because he played wide receiver in college, so he's got to be somewhat decent in the game. I'm going to say he's maybe 66. He's a 65, so I was close enough. Do we bring him back? No, I don't think we need him. That's not all. That's just corners. What are we doing? Chad Thomas on a 1-year contract. I don't see much of a problem with it. Just for depth. Tashawn Bauer. He was actually somewhat decent. So I'll bring him back. 950K. That's not too bad. I mean, the only reason why he played was our defensive line is so unhealthy. Favorite player on the Browns is either Baker Mayfield or Denzel Ward. Likely Ward. Hard to go against them. They are 2 top 5 picks. Good chance of being really good. Maybe not Baker Mayfield, wink wink. Cameron Malvereau, no. We don't really need any of these guys. How much is the franchise tag? Yeah, no, I'm not giving him that. Jordan Phillips, does he want it? I'm not willing to pay him that. He can go. Gavin Escobar, he's not bad depth. I'm not paying him that. Stephon Anthony. On like a 1-year... No. We really just don't need any of these guys. I think we're ready for free agency. Sign Kaiser. Kaiser is always in free agency, but he always asks for way too much money. Gotta charge your phone before the stupid food thing. How fun. Alright, so we're going to simulate the free agency. All of the good players like Le'Veon, Odell, Khalil Mack, Aaron Donald, they got re-signed early on. Here we go. Moment of truth. Bringing the poop Osweiler back. While that would be funny, we don't really need him. We have Tannehill. We have Brissett. Might draft a quarterback in like the 4th round. We have 49 players on our team. Our defense is a 75. That just seems weird. Oh, some of the players are still on IR, like Stanton, Charles Harris. Is he still there? Yeah, Charles Harris is still there. Gottschall. Free agency. We have money we're going to spend. Here we go. Moment of truth. Okay, this is not great. Okay, the Redskins are overpaying, so he's a no. David Irving got signed. That sucks. Alright, this free agency class is awful. There's Kaiser. He wants to get paid like over $8 million a year. So I'm not going to do that. Sorry, Nick. No, I don't really see a need for any of these guys, honestly. A running back. Frank Gore did retire, so it doesn't hurt to get another one. This running back group is not great. Maybe LeGarrette Blount. Do we want to bring him in for a year? I mean, are we really going to use Blount? You throw $8 million to picks every second throw. That'd be funny. Maybe we bring a guy down here. Corey Grant's fast. I'm not paying him that, though. I'll pay him 1 year. I'll do that. Even that's a little much, but... And then maybe someone even lower. Quentin Flowers, bring him back. Yeah, we'll bring in Quentin Flowers back to the squad. He doesn't want much money, so that's fine. We didn't use him. 101. We're giving 101 points to Quentin Flowers. We don't have a fullback on the roster, so I'll just sign Patrick DeMarco, who's only a 67. Wide receiver, Tyrell Williams is in here, but I'm not paying $11 million a year for him. Plus, we don't really need a receiver. Maybe we could use some depth. We have decent depth, like, what's his face? Albert Wilson. Terrell Pryor. Rashad Perriman. D'Anthony Thomas. Go Ducks. I'll sign Rashard Higgins. $3 million a year? Are you high? Why would I sign Rashard Higgins to $3 million a year? Even 2.2 is a little high, but... Tight end, we didn't re-sign. Ooh, Delaney Walker is tempting, but we don't need him because we got Gesicki. Ricky Seals-Jones. I'll give him a 2-year deal. That's a pretty spot-on face scan. Actually, I'm not giving him that much. That's a sick face scan. Get Dez. Why Peterson for head coach? I just felt like it, honestly. I don't want to give him too much. Alright, that's fair. But we don't need Dez. Alright, Dwayne Brown. Huh. That's honestly not that bad of an idea. Jack Mewhort. Trent Brown. Okay, the Redskins are paying him too much. Darn it. I was actually going to go after him, but... Dang skins. Jack Mewhort's young. Maybe give him like a 1-year deal. With like $7 million a year. He's probably not going to want that, but whatever. 87? Do we want Mewhort or Dwayne Brown? Dwayne Brown wants more. I feel like it's going to be easier to get Mewhort. Plus, he's younger. What about Randy Fitchner? Before you mentioned him, I had never heard of him. So, I feel like it wouldn't be fun getting a guy I don't know. Do I want to give him 2 years? I don't feel comfortable with giving Jack Mewhort a 2-year contract. I'll pay him a lot of money for 1 year. I am overpaying him. I don't want to give him too much. Dwayne Brown actually wants a 1-year deal, so maybe that just makes more sense. Even though he's older, this probably does make sense. He's the Steelers' offense. Yeah, but I feel like it's funner to get a guy that more people know, like Chris Peterson, over Fitchner, who I've never heard of. And plus, Peterson actually, like, has been considered before as a head coach Frank Claw, Redskins are overpaying him. Dante Fowler. What about Dante Fowler? Maybe a 3-year deal? I don't want to give him 5 years. Honestly, 2 years, but money. Does he like that? We'll come back to him in a second. I don't know. Willie Hayes. We want Willie Hayes back. I'll give him a decent amount of money. Because I think it's pretty important. If we don't bring him back, it's not the end of the world. We could always sign, like, Corey Peters. Nah, kinda don't wanna. Mario Edwards. That could be interesting. But what I'm trying to do is avoid 1-year contracts. Then I know Jim Schwartz, but I don't want to sign Jim Schwartz. For obvious reasons. He was such a bad head coach for us that, like, as a Lions fan, I just wouldn't feel right doing that. Trent Murphy, Robert Quinn, bring him back. Deion Jordan, bring him back to the Dolphins? That would be funny. Do we need some depth at left end? We don't really... Our depth at defensive end is pretty decent. I feel like I do want to go after a defensive tackle like PJ Hall. Just because our defensive tackles kept getting injured last year. I'm not paying him that. No. Linebacker. Ryan Shazier's... Oh, yeah, but Quan Alexander. I think this is a good idea. He has star development. Bringing Quan in. I don't know where I'd play him, but... Because I want to keep Raekwon at middle linebacker. I'm not moving Quan to safety since Minka... I don't want to pay him that much money. That's kind of ridiculous. I'll do 3 years. I'll do a 3-year contract with less money. Try dealing with a bad head coach for 2 years. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. If Chris Peterson sucks, then he's obviously going to lose his job. I feel like Chris Peterson will be pretty good in the NFL in real life. Ooh, I don't want to overpay him. We'll come back to him too. Him and Dante Fowler. Maybe signing an extra left outside. I guess Jeremy Cash wouldn't hurt on a 1-year contract. Corners. Trevor Williams is interesting, but we don't need a cornerback. Like, I know our best ones are 75, but cornerback is such a crowded position for us, I feel like it wouldn't make sense. 3 years? Probably not. Safety, we're pretty good at safety. Maybe we could sign an extra... Actually, no, we have Jabril Peppers, so we don't need one. Move Raquan McMillan to outside linebacker, he goes up. Pretty much every middle linebacker goes up in outside linebacker. So if we do sign Quan, he would probably go up. But I don't know what I want to do with that, because Raekwon was really good, but this is Quan Alexander, so maybe it does make sense to... I feel like we do need to sign Quan. I feel like it would make more sense to put Raekwon at outside linebacker, even though he was so good at middle linebacker. Do I want to give him 5 years? Because I don't know how much... I don't know if I want to pay him for this long. 2 years, but extra money. Maybe even 1. Nah, 2 years. But I do want to bring him in. I want to give him... I don't want to give him... I don't want to overpay him. Alright, we got to give him 4 years. I think it's worth it to do this. To bring him in for 4 years, even if it is a decent amount of money. Worst comes to worst, we could always trade him for a mid-round pick in a couple years if it doesn't work out. If we sign Quan, I don't really want to go after Dante Fowler, so Quan Alexander can be our big signing. Alright, I think this is pretty good. Willie Hayes, Quan, Dwayne Brown, Ricky Seals-Jones, Corey Grant, Rashard Higgins, Patrick DeMarco, Quentin Flowers, Jeremy Cash. Maybe we sign, like, D'Anthony Thomas. Go Ducks, just because. Philip Dorsett, what does he want? 2 years, 9... I'm not paying him that. D'Anthony probably doesn't want too much. Maybe 2.5. He wants 3. We can make that 2.5. Or maybe 2. Is that his face scan? Did they face scan D'Anthony Thomas? Alrighty, I think I'm ready to sim. I'm gonna have to do the... Did that say Edmonds led the NFL in jersey sales? Who led the NFL in jersey sales? That's kind of funny. All stories. Smythe. Is that Durham Smythe, the tight end, led the NFL in jersey sales with one of the Edmond brothers and Derek Carr close behind? If you did a franchise in Madden 19, you'd do the Cardinals. The Cardinals are a fun team. They would be a fun team to do. Alrighty, do you think we're ready to sim, guys? We got 7 people in here. Wow, you guys are amazing. But do y'all think this is good in free agency? I don't want to pay Quan too much for too long, but I think it's worth it. 25 years old, star development. I think it's worth it. I think that's the move. Willie Hayes, he's only on a 1-year contract, so I'm not worried about that. I think all of these guys are on 1-year deals, except for Ricky Seals-Jones, who's on a 2-year deal. He's not making too much. And Quan Alexander. Steve Wilkes would have already been fired. Sure. Alright, I think we're good to go. Quan Alexander. Is he going to be a Miami Dolphin? I feel like I might want to give him a little more. But I don't want to overpay. That's the problem. I don't want to overpay for him. I feel like it would be fun to bring in Ryan Shazier. But like the Redskins are giving him so much. Like, let's just do this as an example. I'm not going to pay him this. As fun as it would be to get him. See, that's nowhere close to Washington's offer. That's $10 million a year for 6 years. What's good, Rigoberto? Welcome to the stream, mate. I'm going to give Quan a little more. I'm not going to give him more years. So this is basically saying Quan Alexander is going to be on our linebacking core for the rest of the franchise. And he's going to be one of the highest paid players on our defense. I think him at 107, I think it's guaranteed that he comes to Miami. I think it's worth it. Giving him that, we're not going to have a lot of cap space, but I don't think that's too big of a deal right now. Nick Smith would replace Steve Wilkes as the Cardinals head coach. That's a nice trade. Alrighty, here we go. Danny Amendola's a 79? He actually is an 80, but dang, he dropped. Who else regressed? Wow, this offensive line sucks. It's going to be nice when Josh Sitton's back. How long is he out for? He is out for another 14 weeks. My goodness. Alrighty, here we go. Is Quan Alexander accept? And I guess everyone else. Here we go. I think Quan should. Willie Hayes accepts. Quan Alexander accepts. Patrick DeMarco accepts. Jeremy Cash accepts. Quentin Flowers accepts. Dwayne Brown accepts. And D'Anthony Thomas accepts. That's pretty much everyone. Ricky Seals-Jones, Corey Grant, and Rashard Higgins are the only people left. So Quan Alexander is a Miami Dolphin. Make sure to keep Quan for the rest of the series. Considering we signed him for a 4-year deal, it's a pretty likely chance he will be here for the rest of the series. Alright, so Raekwon McMillan's going to go to outside, and we're probably going to draft someone in like the 3rd or 4th round to play outside. Or if not, Kiko and Jerome Baker are fine for another year. Kiko's development actually went up to quick, which is kind of funny, because he's probably not going to start. Raekwon's an 81! I didn't realize he'd go that high up, but he doesn't fit the scheme at all. Maybe left outside linebacker makes more sense. Is that pass coverage? He's still going to be an 81, yeah. Because pass coverage is really the only thing he's good at when it comes to outside linebacker. Can't really rush the passer. And he has a scheme fit there. Perfect. So now we just need one linebacker, and linebacker isn't a huge need. Like, Kiko's fine. Alright, scouting. When is the OFL first game? Probably this week. Alright, what do I want to scout? Probably linebackers and D-line. Maybe Mr. Tidwell. Whoa! A hit power. That's pretty high. Darcy Tidwell. Hogan Buffett, R&P's player. Alrighty, so let's go to the draft board. Here's the top of our draft board if you're curious. So, Darcy Tidwell. He could be a fun player to get. According to Nylon, he is a running back murderer. Get Bosa. I'd be surprised if we end up with Nick Bosa. We do have the second pick. I believe he's like third on my draft board. So, sorry, but we're not going to get him. There are two guys I want more. Are your guys in it? Yeah, you put in 2 quarterbacks, and they are in it. Randy Rollins and Jacob Rivera, I think their name ones. Hopefully I'm pretty close. Ty Montgomery, we don't really need a running back. Do we want to go after any of these guys? Do we want to go after a kicker? I mean, Jason Sanders wasn't that good. Zane Gonzalez blocked field goal at the end of the game to give the Browns a tie. What about Greg the Leg? Greg Zerline? 95 and 90. Matt Bryant on a 1-year deal. He's old, but he's really good. Dan Bailey, who got cut in real life. Don't know why. Alright, so it looks like Greg the Leg is a little bit better than him. Steven Hauschka. 96. Sebastian Janikowski, the former first-round pick. Guys, if you did not know, Sebastian Janikowski was a first-rounder. Jacob Rollins and Randy Rivera, close enough. Get Greg the Leg. I think that's the move. Maybe put Jason Sanders on the practice squad, or maybe trade like a 7th-round pick for him. I'm willing to give him $3 million a year. Actually, can we do 1 year instead? 88. All right, that should be enough. If not, then if we have to keep what's his face, Jason Sanders, that's not the end of the world. How long have we been live for? About half an hour? Yep, just about half an hour. Alright, just wanted to double check I could hear myself. Corey Grant accepts, Greg the Leg accepts. Alright, so every player we've offered so far accepts. We just need Ricky Seals-Jones and Rashard Higgins. Alrighty, Rigoberto Ramirez, Matt Essex. He looks terrible. Malik Simpson. He looks a lot like Mason Conway. Offensive line. Yuck. A 6 for Sean Krebs. I know I butchered that. Center. We could use a center. But we also could always move someone to center. Elgton Jenkins. 6 for Parrish Barton. Alright, we'll look at him again next week. Wasn't there a player we were scouting last time but couldn't finish? I forget who. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Draft board. We have over 100 people now on the draft board. That's kind of crazy. Malik Simpson. Sean. Sometime get Mason Conway Jr. That might be really cool. Having Mason Conway Jr. He would probably come out of Westlake, because the real Mason Conway is actually the head coach there. So maybe he could join Westlake somehow. I mean, we don't need a quarterback because of Champ Britton, but that would be pretty cool. And then there's one more, Barton. Alrighty, I'm gonna do the Bengals picks now. Is Jack Jackson doing good in Arizona State? I am 99% sure he got redshirted. Alrighty, so this is not cheating, guys. We are going to create someone from Bengals just because there are some picks messed up. The Seahawks should have the first pick, we should have the second pick, and the Bengals should have the third pick. There's 71, but instead, the Bengals have pick 1, Seahawks have pick 2, we have pick 3. Larry James. So L. James, LeBron James owns the Bengals. So this is not cheating, guys. Let me show you. Alrighty, so looking at the league standings, the Seahawks have the worst team in the NFL. Then us and the Bengals are 4-12, but The Bengals beat us in, like, week 5, so they have the head-to-head tiebreaker. We have 10 people on the stream. You guys are nuts. And I'm pretty sure this is, like, the one time the head-to-head tiebreaker doesn't work. Or maybe the team that won gets to choose. I might actually look that up. Because maybe I'm getting this wrong and we have the 3rd pick instead of the 2nd pick. Hopefully I'm right. Head-to-head draft order NFL. Alright, hopefully this will tell me. But the Seahawks should definitely have the 1st pick. That's definitely sure. Wait, they do have the 1st pick? Oh, and we have pick 2? Oh, so I did all that for nothing. Okay, never mind. So, the Bengals do have pick 3. I could have sworn it said they had the 1st pick. So, I guess Larry James is retiring. Huh. I guess we have pick 2. That's weird. Let's sim another week. We're getting awfully close to the draft. Hope you guys are excited. Shard Higgins accepts, which means the only person who didn't was Ricky Seals-Jones. Alright, so this is our last chance to scout. So what positions should we go after? Maybe some depth at tight end? This guy's a cool name. What do we need? Maybe one of these running backs? Benny Snell? Mike Weber? Wide receiver? Kevin Parra? Colin Davis? Alrighty, we have 13 points left. Oh yeah, that Barton guy. We gotta finish scouting him. Parrish Barton, he's 24, but he's first in 40-yard dash for left guards. Alright, is there anyone I can just give 5 points to? Or maybe even 3. Because I know there's like one position. I think it's a linebacker. Porter Griffin? Alright, I'll just give it to him. Woohoo! Alrighty, so we're going to finish out our draft board, and then we're going to be starting. Still scouting. Offensive line, probably. I think we scouted a decent amount of O-line, because we definitely do need offensive linemen. No doubt. Parrish Barton, you're moving up. So we're going to be starting the draft pretty much right after this. No, I don't want him that high. Probably around there. Bostic dead last. I'm a terrible person. Daniel Tyrone Wheatley Jr. Put him there. Benny Snell. They can be next to Gaskin. We'll put Gaskin ahead of all of them just because he went to Washington. That just makes more sense. Kevin Parra. I would say right around here. Cullen Davis. He has B+ release, but he doesn't have the greatest of hands. So that's a little bit unfortunate. And then Porter Griffin. Woohoo. Alrighty, so here we go. We will now be advancing to the NFL draft. We will make some trades here, so be prepared. Get Jake Browning. I very well might do that. Because that would make a lot of sense. Chris Peterson, Washington. Jake Browning, Washington. And we could use an extra quarterback. I think we only have 2 on the roster. Alright, where did Ricky Seals-Jones end up going? He just decided not to sign. Huh. We gave him an offer, but he just decided, no, let's not do it. I get it wasn't the greatest of offers, but still, like, accept it. You should try to get Ed Oliver. If Ed Oliver is not picked with the first pick, there's a good chance we will pick him. Alright, so here's a look at our signings. Willie Hayes, Quan Alexander, the big move. Greg Valeg, Dwayne Brown, Corey Grant, Rashard Higgins, D'Anthony Thomas, Patrick DeMarco, Quentin Flowers, and Jeremy Cash. Ryan Shazier is a Redskin. Delaney Walker is a Houston Texan. Tyler Williams to the Bears. Trent Brown of the Redskins. Tyrod Taylor to the Kansas City Chiefs. What? They have Patty Mahomes. Dante Fowler to the Cardinals. C.J. Anderson to the Bills. Dan Bailey to the Eagles. That's kind of funny. Dez Bryant to Buffalo. 83 superstar, I think. Maybe 80 star. 83 star. RNP thinks he's an 83. I don't think it makes sense to trade up for the first pick because we're going to have to give up so much. I think Seattle will likely pick Ed Oliver. Let's look at defensive tackle for them. Minka's our best player. That's crazy. Alright, Seattle Seahawks. Defensive tackle. Jerron Reed, Mario Edwards. They signed Mario Edwards. So defensive tackle is not that big of a need for them. What about maybe left end because of Nick Bosa? Marcus Golden. So they could use a left end. They could use a wide receiver, A.J. Brown. So actually, I don't think Seattle's going to pick him. Got Quentin Flowers on the practice squad for the Lions. That's cool. Quentin Flowers was actually on the roster last year. We just never used him. Alrighty, so does Seattle pick Ed Oliver? Alright, the two guys I want are obviously Ed Oliver and then Greg Little. We need help on the offensive line. Even if Ed Oliver doesn't get picked at first, I feel like it makes sense to keep trading down until one of them are picked. Didn't realize we were doing the draft right now. Yep, here we go. This is where it gets exciting. So just out of curiosity, how hard is it to trade for the first pick? If it's like a third of a way through, it's not going to happen. Which I think it will. Yeah, that's pretty much where I expected it. One and like maybe a four. 2 4s. Just out of curiosity. Yeah, no. Okay. So the Seahawks are keeping the first pick. Please, Seahawks, be dumb and take Nick Bosa. Trading down is definitely a potential plan. Especially if Ed Oliver's picked. Take Little. If Ed Oliver is off the board, we're probably going to pick Greg Little. Alrighty, with the first pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select A.J. Brown. Wide receiver, Ole Miss. So Ed Oliver is on the board for the Dolphins. Wow, this just got interesting. This just got interesting. Don't trade down. Bosa would be a superstar. I'm not picking Nick Bosa. I'm sorry. Ed Oliver and Greg Little are the two guys we want. So A.J. Brown goes #1 overall. Wow, that's crazy. That's a decent pick. I think A.J. Brown is really good. We're not trading Tannehill. Everyone wants me to get rid of Tannehill. We're not getting rid of Tannehill. Alright, what are our options? We could get a lot for trading down like 1 pick. Yeah, why would I do that? Trade down from 2 to 17, get a first next year, which will probably be like a bad first rounder, plus a 7th. These trade offers are butt cheeks. I mean, this Falcons offer and this Cowboys offer, I guess they're not the worst. Ed. We can pick Ed Oliver right now, which is crazy. I feel like we need offensive line more. With potentially Greg Little. We're probably gonna pick an offensive lineman or 2 in the draft. Alright, we have 4 starting caliber players. Josh Sitton's an 86? I would have thought he would have been like an 83. That's huge. Let's go. That's clutch. If I can get like a 2 and a 1 for the team who is the 3rd pick, which is the Bengals. If I can do this, I think this is a really good deal. This could happen. You could pick and then try to trade back up. That might be a good idea. Alright. Zachary wants Greg. RNP wants Ed Oliver. We're getting one of those 2 players. There's no doubt. I'm not going to deny it. Do you want Thomas? They don't at all. Kalen Ballage. I don't really want to trade him, but... Okay, so they don't even want him. They need a left outside linebacker. We're not trading Raekwon. They are interested in Jerome Baker. Jerome Baker is probably not going to start this year. 22, normal development, 70 overall. He's not going to progress. They will likely accept this trade. Let's look at the Bengals' defensive. They don't need a left tackle. They have Cordy Glenn. So they're not picking Greg. Defensive tackle. They have Geno Atkins. Do you guys know what scheme the Bengals run? We're not picking Nick. We're not picking Nick Bosa. Unless we trade down to 4 and then Little and Oliver off the board, but I'm probably not going to do that. What is the Bengals scheme? Because that will determine if I do that trade. If the Bengals run a 3-4, then they're not going to pick Ed. Even so, I think there is a good chance they still pick Ed regardless, because Geno Atkins is pretty old. Alright, Bengals. Oh, I didn't realize I could do this. The Bengals run a 4-3, so if they get the second pick, they're taking Ed Oliver. There's no question. So, are we willing to probably not get Ed Oliver, but instead get Greg Little, but we're getting a 2 and a 1 next year? Is this trade worth it? We are getting a king's ransom to move down 1 pick. Ask for a 5th to take Hogan. We'll probably just take Hogan in the 5th round anyway. Do you guys think we should do this? I don't know. Because we could get Ed Oliver right now and just be done with this. Or we could risk it and take Greg Little at 3, which isn't bad at all. I've been realistically hoping we get Greg Little, which is kind of funny, since Ed Oliver didn't go number 1, and we can pick him without trading up. Zachary says yes. I know he wants Greg Little. Damian says yes, so that's 2 for yes. I think we should as well. Risk it? Risk it would be probably making this trade. It's not, actually, this trade isn't really a risk. Even if we get Greg Little instead, look at what we're getting. We're going to have 3 second-rounders this year, plus an extra first next year. Risk it for the biscuit? So that's 2 yeses and 2 risk-its. I think we have to do this trade. I'm going to do it. Bengals, you are welcome for Ed Oliver, but at the same time, we did just finesse them. Oh. Well, this is awkward. They don't want Jerome Baker, yet he's green. Alright, do they want Kiko Alonso instead? He's older, and he's barely better. But he has quick development. I don't think that'll help. And we're not trading Raekwon. The Bengals aren't gonna pick Nick Bosa. I feel like they won't. Because let's look at left end. Do they have Carl Lawson? They have Carlos Dunlap, who's old. Plus they have Sam Hubbard. I feel like if the Bengals get the second pick, they're picking Ed. There's no question. It's just a matter of, are we willing to give Ed Oliver up for extra assets, but instead we get Greg Little, who is still really good. Alright, the question is, I want to get a 2 and a 1 added on with the 3rd overall pick. So, the question is, what else would we give up? Maybe we give up a defensive tackle. Willie Hayes is old, though. And, I mean, it's worth a try. Putting in, like, Akeem Spence or even Gottschall. I kind of don't want to trade Gottschall, though. I feel like they're not going to do it with Gottschall or William Hayes. Right guard, we don't have a right guard. Right tackle, I'm not trading Juwan James. Quarterback. Jacoby Brissett. We don't, okay. We're going to have to trade draft picks. Or else this isn't going to happen. A 4 and a 5. Will they do that? I don't want to trade a 3rd rounder. Pick 72. Is this trade worth it, y'all? Instead of Jerome Baker, it's a 3rd round pick, which obviously I'd rather a 3rd round pick instead of Jerome Baker. I think we're getting good value here, so I do think we should do it. Nick says do it. I don't even know if they're going to accept it. If they don't accept it, I feel like we're going to need to throw in another 3rd. I'm not throwing in another 3rd rounder. Okay, I don't think we can get all of this. Instead of a 2, we get AJ Green. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to do this. Yeah, no. Okay. Instead of a 2, we get a 3rd. Alright, so everyone thinks we should do it. Even though we're probably not going to get Ed Oliver. Okay, a number 4. I don't think a number 4 is going to be enough. Is this a good trade? A first, or the 2nd overall pick and 2 4s for the 3rd pick, the 67th, and a 1st next year. Throwing the defensive tackle, I don't think they're going to want Willie Hayes. I mean, I guess it's worth a try, but they didn't want Spence. I doubt they're going to want Godshaw, and Willie Hayes is super old, but it's worth a shot. Yeah, okay, they don't. That makes sense. And we don't have any other defensive tackles who they're gonna want. Like, they're not gonna want Godshaw. He's a tad bit better than Akeem Spence. But he's 3 years younger. He's 1 rating better, and he has normal development. So I don't think they'll want him. A 4 and a 4. I think this is a good deal. That's in the dark green. Throw in they're not gonna want Tannehill. We can't even trade Tannehill. Because he's still in the IR. Can I take them off the IR now? All of those players are still in the injured reserve. Oh, Tannehill's still out for 4 more weeks. So Tannehill is still not healthy. Therefore, we cannot trade him. He will be healthy for the start of the season, but he's not healthy right now. So we can't trade him. As weird as that sounds. We cannot trade him now. Alright, if we do this, we need to get a 1st next year. I will take a 2nd next year instead. That's in the green. So we only have 1 2nd next year, right? Yeah, okay. I don't think another 4th is going to be enough. So now we can't trade Tannehill, so y'all are going to be pissed. I don't think we're getting the value that I think we can get. I feel like the Bengals are being a little bit stingy. Alright, if we do a 3rd next year, it's gonna happen. Is this worth it to get Greg Little instead of Ed Oliver? This whole time I've been thinking we need to make a trade and get Greg Little, but now I'm starting to think maybe it makes more sense to just get Ed. While we could get a 1st next year, Ed Oliver is such a dominant... We're literally have the chance to pick the next Aaron Donald. Take out their 2nd. Honestly, I think we might just want to get Ed. He's literally the next Aaron Donald, but at the same time, we need to upgrade our offensive line. Greg Little is a phenomenal player. Everyone wants us to make... And we could still maybe get Ed Oliver at 3. But if we make the trade with the Bengals, they're picking him at 2. Just do 2 picks. I'm not willing to just get 2 picks. I need more. Get him, I guess get Ed. I need more than 2. I need more than just their 1st next year. I feel like we can get more. What we can do is we could trade the 2nd overall pick plus a 4 and maybe like a 7 if we have to for the 3rd pick, their 1st next year, and their 3rd next year. This is nice value, but Ed Oliver is so good. 2 votes for Ed, 1 vote for trade. I don't know what to do. Iowa State's almost beating Oklahoma. Good for them. Toledo's only down by 7 against Miami. Stanford is losing to UC Davis, but it's in the 1st quarter, so nothing to worry about. Texas is favored at home against USC? What? That's kind of wacky. We can get Ed Oliver right now, which just blows my mind. I feel like we're going to have to give up more than just a 4. I feel like the Bengals aren't going to do this trade. We're going to have to trade a 3rd round pick, which I'm not willing to do. I think we're just going to pick Ed Oliver's. Pick Ed and then try to trade back up for Michael Jordan. That could be a possibility. I don't know if I'm willing to trade up. That could, we may do that. Michael Jordan could be a possibility. Or maybe even Jonah Williams. Greg Little is so good, though. Only 21. Greg Little's going to be a superstar. I think we're going to pick Ed Oliver. Ed Oliver is going to be a Miami Dolphin. Packers suck. The Packers do suck. Even though we don't like the same team in that division, we both can agree that we hate the Packers. So Ed Oliver, 38 reps on the bench. He's an athletic freak. He's probably going to be like an 82, 83, and I'd be very surprised if he does not have superstar development. Syracuse beating Florida State 6-0 in the late third. Wow. Florida State, man, that team is a mess. Are you guys ready, Ed Oliver? I think we have to... You're a Packers fan? So we have a Packers fan, a Vikings fan, and I'm a Lions fan. So, wow, that's kind of fun. All right. Ed Oliver, I think we have to do it. Kent State, I'm guessing Kent State's getting killed by Penn State, which makes sense. Yeah, 35-10. You're a Browns fan? Nick is... So we have two Browns fans here. That's pretty cool. Where is the Bears? Yeah, we need a Bears fan. All right, Ed Oliver, are we ready? Nick Bosa is very good, but I think we have to go Ed Oliver. And behold the ugly Browns fan. Back already? We are not done at all. We are still at the second pick. The Bengals and I were nearing a trade, which would trade us down to pick 3. But I think it just makes more sense to get Ed Oliver, because I wasn't getting the value that I wanted. And this is literally the next Aaron Donald. So, are you guys ready? It turned out that the Bengals did end up getting the 3rd pick, and we got the 2nd pick, and the Seahawks got the 1st pick after all. So I guess that was just a glitch, but I didn't have to. Behold the turnover backpack. Alright, Ed Oliver. We're going to do it. Are you guys ready? Bear down. There we go. We got a Bears fan. Would you look at that? So we got a Packers fan, a Vikings fan, and a Bears fan, plus me, the Lions fan. But Ed Oliver, here we go. With the 2nd overall pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Ed Oliver, defensive tackle, Houston, 83 superstar development, ranked 287th in true talent. That is obviously a glitch. But we have drafted Ed Oliver to join our defensive line. One pride indeed. Ed Oliver, welcome to the Dolphins. So we don't get Greg Little, but we get Ed Oliver. Wow. Ed Oliver is a Dolphin. With the 3rd pick, the Cincinnati Bengals select Dexter Lawrence, defensive end, Clemson. I was considering him. With the 4th, well, I wasn't considering him over Ed Oliver. With the 4th pick, the Denver Broncos select Justin Herbert, quarterback, Oregon. So Justin Herbert. Wait, can we look at our schedule? Justin Herbert is a Denver Bronco. Bears offense is better than... No. The Bears defense is better than our defense, but the Bears offense is not better. No. Team schedule. Okay, we can look at our schedule. Week 1 at the Bills, at Justin Herbert and the Broncos, versus the Bengals, versus the Jets, at Giants, at Jets, versus Cowboys, versus Eagles, at Patriots, versus Ravens, at Redskins, versus Colts, versus Patriots, versus Bills, at Steelers in Week 17 in Cleveland to take on the Browns. We have Matt Nagy, but Mitchell Trubisky's just... I don't think he's that good of a quarterback. He was decent against the Packers, but I just don't... The Bears' offense is not better than ours. Our offense did suck against the Jets. The Bears' offense was better in Week 1 than ours, but we have a better offense. Alrighty, with the 5th pick, the Oakland Raiders, they have Khalil Mack at left end, so they're probably not going to pick Bosa. And they take Raekwon Davis, defensive tackle, Alabama, so that's a little bit high for Raekwon Davis. Nick Bosa, Rashawn Gary, and Greg... Do we just want to trade up and get Greg Little with the Bucks? Honestly, I'm tempted to do that. I'm tempted to trade up and just get Greg Little. I'm very tempted. I did not expect to end up with both Little and Oliver, but this trade's probably not going to happen. They need a middle linebacker. Ha ha ha. Syracuse is up 13-0. Dang. You think Mitchell will be good? Mitchell? Who's Mitchell? I'm confused. I'm probably just being stupid, but Herbert, nice pick for the Broncos. I think that's a nice pick. You have Hugh Jackson, yeah. Left tackle. This is not going to be high. He's red anyway. Are they green for Laramie Tunsil? That's about half. I'm not going to trade Tunsil. I'm not going to try to trade just players to trade up because that's not realistic. What about Kenny Stills? Kenny Stills is a player that I'd be okay with trading. His development went down. He had an okay year, but we're probably going to draft a receiver in like the 3rd or 4th round. Trade Rashad. I'm probably not going to trade Rashad Jones yet. He did regress by 4, but I don't think it makes sense to trade him yet. Can't wait to hire Josh McDaniels. I think if Matt Patricia continues to do bad, I feel like a team might not want to go after McDaniels. Trubisky, indeed. So Kenny Stills, we're going to have to give up maybe... I feel like a 3 would be... I feel like they're going to accept this trade, but that's not realistic at all. And I want to keep this realistic. Stills a 4th and a 7th is what you'd offer. I mean, will the Bucks accept that in real life? Probably not. We'd have to give them something nice. Yeah, we could trade for the 6th pick if we wanted to, but I want to keep it realistic. But at the same time, we don't really need Kenny Stills. Do you want Amendola? He's yellow. What about Albert Wilson? He is also yellow. Or they're not going to do a 6th and a 7th. I feel like they will do a 3rd. Would the Bucks realistically do this? They could get Nick Bosa. No, they're going to pick Greg Little. Okay, so if we want to trade for Greg Little, it's going to be now. So would you rather Greg Little, a 21-year-old really good offensive tackle, or Kenny Stills in a 3rd round pick? You still miss the playoffs, Bear. I'd be a little surprised if the Bears go 9-7, but probably between 7 and 9 wins is likely. So this is a great trade for us, but is it a realistic trade for the Bucks? That's what'll determine if I do this. I feel like y'all are going to say yes just because you guys want to. Yeah, the Bucks are probably not going to make the playoffs. So, would you rather like a young, really good player? Or Kenny Stills, who's 27 with normal development and is probably not going to get much better. But, I mean, he's an 85 overall talent-wise. But it takes 18,000 XP to get a skill point. So, I don't think the Bucks would realistically do this. They don't have a dire need for a receiver. So, I don't think I'm going to do it. Greg Little could be so good for us. And I'm so tempted to do it. But the Bucks are not going to do that trade in real life. So, Miami will be a close one with Toledo. Yeah, that's a pretty close one. I think we're just going to simulate. Yeah, they wouldn't do it, personally, I don't think. Alright, with the 6th pick, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Devin White. Middle linebacker LSU. So the Quan Alexander replacement, as of course our Miami Dolphins signed Quan Alexander. So the Giants are up. The Giants, they need a left tackle. Nate Solder does regress a lot in this game. He is a 79 and he's 31. But what about left end? They're going to pick Nick Bosa. Most likely, because they need a left end more. And Nick Bosa's higher projection. Or they could always pick Rashawn Gary even. With the 7th pick, the New York Giants select. Whoa, I didn't see that. Josh Allen, linebacker, Kentucky. I thought it would for sure be Bosa or Greg Little. So now with the 8th pick, Nick Bosa, Rashawn Gary, and Greg Little are all still available. Did we already pick? Yes, we did. We were almost going to trade down with the Bengals for pick 2 for pick 3, but we didn't. And then we ended up picking Ed Oliver at 2. We could have picked Greg Little. We were going to... If we had the 3rd pick and the Bengals picked Ed Oliver at 2, we would have picked Greg Little at 3. He's still available at 8. So, looking hindsight, that was a good move by us. But we could have also gotten a 1st-round pick next year. Probably a high 1st-round pick next year because the Bengals aren't good. Josh Allen, good pick by the... It's not a bad pick. Let's look at their left outside linebacker. He's a good player, but yeah, there were better players on the board. He's not bad. Yeah, Kareem Martin. So they do need a left outside linebacker. But Nick Bosa, Rashawn Gary, and Greg Little were all on the board. Ed Oliver is sexy. Psych. Alrighty, the Indianapolis Colts are up. So let's look at what they need. Then the Jets. I don't want Greg Little going to the Jets. Or Nick Bosa, for that matter. But that's what happens in football. Just look at Roquan Smith and the Bears. 13 people are on the stream. You guys are nuts. Hope Bosa gets taken by the Jets. Yeah, you probably would see him more. But don't the Jets have Leonard Williams at left end. Yeah, so the Jets aren't going to get Nick Bosa. If Greg Little does not get picked by the Colts, he's going to the Jets. With the 8th pick, I feel like they're going to pick Nick Bosa. And they do. So Nick Bosa is an Indianapolis Colt. The New York Jets are up. I assume they're probably going to pick Greg Little. And I don't really want to give a bunch of assets to the Jets with trading up. Gotta go again. Bye, Dad. Bye, son. Or the Bills. AP. Oh, hey, AP. I didn't even see you. Welcome to the stream, buddy. I didn't even notice you were here. All right, with the 9th pick, the New York Jets select Greg Little. Yeah, so Greg Little is a New York Jet. Kind of salty because he's really good. So now we're not trading up for him. With the 10th pick, the Tennessee Titans select Rashawn Gary. So the big 3 of players who fell out of the top 5 go 8, 9, and 10. All right, that makes sense. We could always trade up for Jonah Williams. He's not as good as Greg Little, but he's still really good. So maybe do we want to trade up to like pick 15 and give a realistic offer? Future rings for the Colts. AP changing his logo. Do we have a pick? We just picked Ed Oliver with the number 2 overall selection, and we may trade back up. We can't trade Ed Oliver yet, and I probably never will trade Ed Oliver because he's a freaking beast. Alrighty, so who needs a left tackle? Because Jonah Williams can make some sense. Bills, Vikings, Cardinals, Texans, Cowboys. The Cowboys don't. Alright, let's start with the Bills. They need a left tackle, no doubt. But Jonah Williams is like the 6th player on the board. Alright, they kind of need one. Much as you hate to say it, I try to trade a pick from here for Drew Lock. I feel like we're probably going to get Jake Fromm or Tua next year. And if we do trade up, we're not going to pick a quarterback. We have Tannehill. We have Brissett. We don't need a quarterback this year. We're focused on this year. Fromm is a sophomore. Yeah, but Fromm is going to be a junior next year. Can you show where your recruit is going? Well, I can't technically show that now, but I'll probably show that soon. Alright, who's up next? The Vikings. The Vikings need a left tackle. They have Riley Reef. And Riley Reef is awful. Okay, so why is he a team captain? Alright, the Bills, they're not going to pick Jonah Williams. They pick Amon Richards, wide receiver Miami. So, Dez Bryant and Amon Richards are now on the Bills receiving corps. This is the Dolphins, not Westlake, my G. Alrighty, the Vikings. I feel like the Vikings are going to pick Greg Little. They might pick Drew Lock, because I know the Vikings like to take quarterbacks. Do they need a right? No, they have Everson Griffin. They have, they don't need a strong safety. Alright, so this very well could be Jonah Williams. Maybe Trey Lamar. Or maybe, I feel like they're going to pick Drew Lock here. Syracuse is up 20-0, dang. Madden is stupid. Yeah, Madden is stupid. The Vikings should not have a 12th pick. Maybe I don't think we need to pick Deebo Samuel. I feel like we have bigger needs than wide receiver in the 1st round. And the Vikings do end up picking Drew Lock. Alright, but Cardinals. Cardinals have plenty of needs, so I feel like they're not going to pick Jonah Williams, but they could. Alright, left tackle. They need a left tackle. DJ Humphries, he's only 25. Quick development, so I'd be surprised if they pick him. Gonna be gone for a second, no worries. Asking for next episode. I don't know if I'll do it next episode. I'll look and I'll probably mention it sometime in the episode. The Cardinals take Trey Lamar. The Texans have to pick Jonah Williams. They need an offensive line for Deshaun Watson. So, they would be stupid not to pick him. They would be dumb. Right end, they have Clowney. They don't really need a right end. Strong safety, I'll check. Running back, I doubt they're going to pick Bryce Love. So let's look at the Texan safeties. They have Honey Badger. Have to do yard work for 2K. Is yard work worth it for 2K? Depends on how long the yard work is. Because if it's like an hour, then I would say an hour of yard work is worth 2K. No, not Cardinals, Texans. Silly me. Houston Texans. They have the Honey Badger at 3 safety, so they don't need that. He is a 95 overall. Madden gave him a really generous rating. Their strong safety is Andre Hall. They don't need a strong safety. Plus, they have Justin Reed. So, they're gonna pick... what's his face? They're gonna pick Jonah Williams. AP, same. Your parents, you gotta do stuff for 2K. I got 2K as a birthday present, so I'm lucky. It should be in the recruiting special or the off-season stream. Yeah, the recruiting special already happened, so won't really show it there. All of it is getting rid of mulch. That's not too bad. Jonah gets taken, you can trade up for pick 20 and get Jordan. That's honestly not that bad of an idea. Because Michael Jordan isn't that much worse than Jonah Williams. I feel like Jonah Williams is better, but Michael Jordan's still good. Plus, he has a sick name. I mean, Michael Jordan. He's 22. He had a really good combine. Jonah Williams had debatably an even better combine. He's a year. Jonah Williams is a better player. I feel like if we got Jonah Williams, we'd probably put him at guard. He'd probably be like an 80, and I feel like Jonah Williams is going to be better. When is your birthday? It was last Sunday. If we can't trade up with the Texans and he goes, then we'll get MJ. But I would rather Jonah Williams, even though MJ is a cool name. Am I willing to trade 2 seconds? I don't think I'm willing to trade 2 twos. I feel like this realistically could make sense to trade like Kenny Stills. Because the Texans are probably trying to win now with Deshaun Watson. So, would it make sense for them to maybe trade for a player and like a 3rd or a 4th round pick? They don't want Danny. Do they want Kenny Stills? I'm not trading Devontae Parker, but I'm just curious. So, I'm not going to do that straight up. That's just a terrible trade for the Texans. Yours is in April? How fun. What did you miss? You have not missed anything, so don't worry, Nick. Have the Browns picked yet? The Browns have not picked yet. Huh. Trade a 3rd in Stills. Watson is in... Yeah, we're definitely not trading Watson. Your birthday's in June. You have a video idea? I'm okay with trading Kenny Stills because his development trait went down. He's not going to get much better. Devontae Parker's development trait went up. Devontae Parker, I'm not trading. He had a really good year. He's someone who I'd like to build around for the remainder of the series. But Kenny Stills is a player I'm willing to trade. It's in the yellow. Interesting. Your birthday is the anniversary of... Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's when I made the channel, on my birthday. Fun fact. You love Kenny? Okay, so Kenny Stills in a 3rd round pick might do it. This is actually a somewhat realistic trade for the Texans. Because... doesn't it make sense for them to maybe try to go for a Super Bowl? They have the roster to do it. And some of their players aren't getting any younger. Like, J.J. Watt is 30. Lamar Miller, he's going to start regressing soon. Delaney Walker is 35. You're done with me? In real life, in real life, it would make more sense for them to trade Parker. But for the game, Devontae Parker is going to be better. Your birthday's in October. And Zach's is before Christmas. Cool, cool. Whitney Merciless for former Fighting Illini. Alrighty, they're gonna do this trade. If not, it's gonna be awfully close. You're June 5th. Okay, so they'll do this trade, and probably we could add like a 6 or a 7. Do you guys think this is a realistic trade for the Texans? And be honest. 720? It's Ray. My birthday's J.R. Smith's birthday. That's better than anyone. I have the same birthday as the Henny Master J.R. Smith. April 18th, June 20th. Charlotte Flair's birthday. I've never heard of Charlotte Flair, but cool. Let's look up Charlotte Flair so we can see RNP's birthday. That's your friend's. Is your friend Charlotte Flair? Okay, so when I look up Charlotte Flair, they come up, so clearly it's a real person and not RMP's friend. Alright, Charlotte Flair is a wrestler. I don't know anything about wrestling, so I don't know who Charlotte Flair is. April 5th. Someone who lives in my house was born on April 7th, 2 days later. May 15th. May 15th is my dad's birthday. That's kind of funny. So, Rigoberto's birthday is the same as my dad's, and RNP's is 2 days before someone else's in my house. AP is, I thought, June 5th. Xavier is July 20th. Damien is April 18th. Cool, alrighty. So, is this a realistic trade for the Texans? Your dad's is September 29th. That's Calvin Johnson's birthday, September 29th. AP is Ninja's birthday. That's cool. I'm a big fan of Ninja, mainly because his favorite football team is the Lions. I think it's somewhat realistic. I feel like we'd have to throw in a fifth. The Texans would do this trade in Madden, but in real life, I want to make this mimic real life. I think this is a realistic trade for the Texans. And they'll definitely do it. They're definitely going to accept it. It's not, like, insanely realistic. But it's, like, the Saints traded up for the 14th pick this past year, and they gave up their first rounder next year. Plus, like, the 27th pick. Your friend was born on 9/11/01? Oh, dear. Throwing a 6, 4th next year? Well, we can't really... Oh, I guess maybe throwing a 6 for them. We actually have another 5th RNP, so we could probably pick Hogan then. I'm probably going to pick Hogan. Probably going to be good depth at middle linebacker. Alrighty, they're good. Are we going to do this? Phil, definitely do this. Your birthday is the same as Snoop Dogg. That's cool. Alrighty, so this is somewhat realistic for the Texans. Does it make sense to do this where we could also trade for like pick 22 and pick Michael Jordan? Personally, I think we got to go after Jonah Williams. I think that's the move. I think I'm going to do it. Your friend was born today. Happy birthday to Zachary Nelson's friend. Good for him. Deal. An 01. So that, well, what is today, like the 15th? Julio liked your... Whoa! Julio Jones like AP's tweet. Good for you, AP. Jose Bautista actually followed SCP on Twitter. And then, I think, unfollowed him. I don't know. Going once, going twice. I think we're going to do it. So, Kenny Stills is going to be added to the receiving core of the Texans. You know what? I think this is a realistic trade. I'm going to do it. Kenny Stills is a Houston Texan, and the Miami Dolphins are on the clock. Xavier is pregnant with me. Interesting. So, Jonah Williams is the player we are trading up for. We need help on the offensive line. Clayton Farrell will be interesting, but we don't need a defensive lineman. Bryce Love would also be interesting. 4'3", 440. But I'm going to pick Jonah Williams out of Alabama. He is a... Whoa! He is superstar development! Holy cow! We just finessed the Texans! 299th in true talent. Let's go. Goodwin, like your post on Instagram? I'm guessing Marquise Goodwin? Oh, it's your Julio cover. That's cool. So we have 2 superstar developments so far. Let's go. Xavier Howard like one of your posts? That's cool. Hopefully Xavier Howard likes my drafting. Because Ed Oliver and Jonah Williams have been added to his team. Because we still have Xavier Howard, by the way, if anyone's curious. You can't spell Mara Hafid yet? I don't know what that word is. So we traded a 3rd, a 5th, and Kenny Stills, and we also got a 6th next year. Cowboys take Marvell Tell the 3rd. Falcons take Clayton Farrell. That's a pretty good value pick. Rams get Anthony Jennings. The Browns select no... Why do the Browns always get tight ends in this game? We traded AJ Derby. They have 4 tight ends now. David Njoku, Seth DeValve, AJ Derby, and now Noah Fant. I don't get why the Browns always want tight ends. Like, I was literally able to trade AJ Derby for Jabril Peppers. This game is broken. Now trade Laramie Tunsil. Laramie Tunsil we're going to move over to guard. We're also going to probably move Williams to guard, and then Dwayne Brown will start at left tackle for this year. Alrighty, the Carolina Panthers are up with the 19th pick, and they take Chauncey Gardner. The Bears take Michael Dieter. The Ravens get Derek Brown. The 49ers get Deebo Samuel. The Packers get Ross Pierschrabacher. No, I said that. I know I said that wrong. The Chiefs take Michael Jordan. He's a 77. Steelers take Jarrett Stidham, quarterback. The Jacksonville Jaguars take Draymond Jones. I find it interesting that the Steelers took a quarterback right in front of the Jaguars. So glad you're almost done with Lions Season 1. Your Madden 19 stuff is on hold. Yeah, I like how you make it fast moving, since that's pretty cool. Who did Atlanta pick? Atlanta just picked Clelin Ferrell, a defensive end from Clemson. Come on, Lions, don't mess this up. 73 overall, Brian Burns. The Lions messed up. The Lions goofed, but the Eagles goofed more. Jordan Jones. The Redskins take Brock Ruby. The Los Angeles Chargers, who almost went undefeated. Why would the Chargers pick DeAndre Baker? He's really good, but the Chargers don't need corners. The Chargers do not need corners. I know they lost Trevor Williams, but they have Jason Verrett, Desmond King, and Casey Hayward. And Desmond King just needs a Pro Bowl as a kick returner. Not that that really means anything. So DeAndre Baker has no role on that team. Leave it to the Lions to make... Yup. Where's your mod? Oh, you're not a mod? Oh, I'll make you a mod, Xavier. All pro sliders, slightly favorable sliders. I'd also do all pro with... I wouldn't say slightly favorable sliders. I would say definitely favorable sliders. The Patriots take Greedy Williams. That is a steal by New England. I did not realize he was available. I would have considered picking him. At 14 almost. Packers take Caleb Wilson. I guess the Saints won the Super Bowl. I didn't realize that. And the Texans take Hanson Porton. So the Dolphins are now on the clock with the second round. Yours all pro too? Bryce Love is still on the board. I am tempted, but I'm not going to do it. I think I'm going to trade down. Number 1 on our draft board is Bryce Love. I'm not going to pick Bryce Love. Sorry. Maybe Damon Arnett. One of these corners. Trayvon Mullen. I don't like the C's and C pluses. Terrell Lewis is a... Actually, no, there's a linebacker I want more than Lewis. Joe Jackson. Joe Jackson would be the player I would pick here. But I think I'm... Ooh, N'Keal Harry? Do we pick... I don't think... I think I would pick probably Joe Jackson, but I think I'm going to trade down. We want Love. I'm not going to pick Bryce Love. I know you guys want Bryce Love, but I'm not going to do it. Because he would not start this year. Kenyon Drake is still going to start at running back. We don't need Bryce Love. A 2 and a 3 from Washington. A 2 and a 3... Oh, that's next year. Alright, so I could get... Yeah, Washington is in the lead. A 3 or 4 and an... Oh, that's a nice offer from Oakland. Alright, so Oakland's giving us a pretty decent offer. We can get a 3rd, a 4th, and another 3rd. Xavier is a Dolphins fan. Kenyon Drake... Yeah, so... I think this Raiders trade is nice. I think we're going to do it. I know you all want Bryce Love. Everyone wants Bryce Love, but I think that's good value. Dislike the stream because you have one chance to get Bryce Love. I think the running backs are better next year. Jonathan Taylor, J.K. Dobbins, and who else is it? Najee Harris. So I don't think Bryce Love makes sense. Raiders take Isaac Nadua. Bengals take Scott Quessenberry. Broncos take Garrett McGinn. Raiders take T.J. Edwards. The Bucks get Trayvon Mullen. He was a 79, so maybe we should have picked him. Giants get Taylor Rapp. Jets get Zach Allen. Colts get Tavon Coney. Titans get Cameron Smith. Bills get Joe Jackson. That's a nice pick. Vikings get Ross Morley. Cardinals get Maven Saunders. Texans get N'Keal Harry. I was considering him. Cowboys get Andrew Van Ginkel. Falcons get Avery Canada. Chiefs get Marlon Davidson. Browns pick Terrell Lewis. Panthers select Jonathan Abram. Broncos pick... So Bryce Love is still on the board. Oh, dear. I don't really want Bryce Love. No, Zach doesn't need to go in timeout. He's fine. Bryce Love is still on the board. I don't want to pick Bryce Love. I'm sorry, I don't have anything against him. I like Bryce Love, but that 4-3, I'm tempted to just do it. I'm really tempted to just pick him right now. There's also, who is the corner? Damon Arnett. He's fast. He's also 23. Bryce Love is the best player on the board. I'm tempted to do it. Just take him. I feel like J.K. Dobbins, Najee Harris, or Jonathan Taylor are all better. Take him or a corner. Damon Arnett's the number 2 guy on the big board, but I don't really know. I don't really like his skill set. He's already 23. C+ zone, C+ man. He is really athletic, so maybe that wouldn't be an awful pick. But I don't like that he doesn't have the carrying there, because carrying affects your rating a lot. We don't need running back, but Bryce Love is by far the best player on the board, and it's not even close. We're going to pick Bryce Love or trade down, and I know you all want Bryce Love. Kenyon Drake wasn't phenomenal last year, and Kenyon Drake is an impending free agent, but the running backs in next year's class are so good. If Love is 63, I swear. But people have said it, risk it for the English biscuit. He is an 80. I don't know. This is really tempting. I'm very tempted to do it. Bryce Love is star development. I sort of agree with Nick. I feel like we should wait till next year. I think Bryce Love is probably an 80 with star development. But we could get Jonathan Taylor or J.K. Dobbins or Najee Harris, who at least 2 of them are going to have star, maybe even superstar. I know y'all are screaming at me, but There's a better running back on the board, y'all. It's Malik Bostic. He was second in the 40-yard dash behind Bryce Love. There you go. Get DeAndre Swift could be an option next year, too. I forgot about him. DeAndre Swift, maybe even Cam Akers. Next year's running back class is so good. I feel like they're better than Bryce Love. Do what's best for the team. Maybe best for the team is take Bryce Love, or maybe it isn't. I don't know. We got to see what we can get from trading down. You all are going to unsub if I don't take Bryce Love. I know it. A 3 and a 4? That's not terrible value. I think we could get something nice for this pick. Maybe we trade it for a player. A decent young player. We're getting Malik Bostic in like the 7th round. We're gonna pick Bostic. There's no question. Take Wes Lunt. I'm not picking Bostic now, but we're getting Bostic. How about that 2nd rounder for this guy right here? Or Roquan Smith. You want to do it, Bears? You want to do it? Oh, come on. It's such a good trade for you guys. I'm just kidding. That would be a robbery. He has a 90 with confidence. My gosh. Oh, he has a face scan now? I did not know he had a face scan. Get Dwayne Haskins. Dwayne Haskins could be an option. I don't know how good he is as an NFL prospect. I also did not know that Roquan Smith has a face scan. I guess you learn something every day. Who is a young player who I'd like to get and it's not unrealistic? A realistic young player like Tre'Davious White would be a blast, but that's not realistic. The Bills aren't going to trade him. And we'd have to give up so much for him anyway. And we had him in the Charger series, so that was a bad example. Who's a good young player who, like Bradley Chubb, he's not realistic. He'd be very fun. I would much enjoy him. Please get Roquan Smith. Oh, GM of the Bears. Josh Jackson. Josh Jackson from the Packers. Huh. How good is he? He has a 76. That's honestly not, I think we can get better value than a 2nd rounder. But getting like Josh Jackson might not be a terrible idea. I mean, Jair Alexander's better, but they're not going to do a 2nd round pick for him. We'd have to give up so much. Yeah, but I feel like they would do a 2nd rounder for Jackson. I feel like they would either do it or it wouldn't be close. One of those two. So obviously they're not going to do this trade. Just take Bryce Love and take Akers or Harris. That wouldn't make sense. Why would we need Bryce Love and another running back? Okay, so I think they would. Alright, so they probably would not do this. It's going to be like halfway through. Or maybe a little over. Ryan Fitzpatrick. I would like to get Jair Alexander, but there's no way the Packers are trading him. And I feel like it's going to be too hard to get Josh Jackson. Avery Williamson, I want someone younger than Avery Williamson. Like, he's good, but we don't need a middle linebacker because we signed Quan. And he's already 20. Like, I'm talking like 23, 24 years old at the most. Like, I'm talking like Jamal Adams young, but obviously they're not going to trade Jamal Adams as much as I'd like to get him. Does he have a face scan? He does. Marcus May, 26. He's probably not the move. But trade Kenyon Drake. Maybe we... I'm very tempted to take Bryce Love. No, not Jamal Adams. I mean, yes, Jamal Adams, but no. Kenyon Drake is a free agent next year, but the running backs are so good. If you don't take him, you'll quit YouTube. I am super tempted to pull the trigger on Bryce Love. I might have to do it. Like, I really wanted to get like Jonathan Taylor or J.K. Dobbins, but I can't wait this long. I'm gonna do it. Bryce Love, welcome to the Miami Dolphins, and he is an 80 overall of star development. Kenyon Drake will likely be on his way out. We probably were not gonna build around him anyway. I'm sorry, Xavier. Trade Jake for Josh Jackson in the second. I feel like the Packers wouldn't do that, since we couldn't even do a second for Josh Jackson. They're not gonna... But he could be a player we look to trade for down the line. Montez Sweat to San Francisco. Jamal Davis the second to Green Bay. Patrick Hudson to the Chiefs. Irv Smith to the Steelers. Carl Granderson to the Jaguars. Lucas Dennis is a Lion. O'Shane Exymus is a Philadelphia Eagle. Chase Winovich to Washington. Dallas Warmack to the Chargers. Colin Johnson to New England. And Shea Patterson rounding out the second round to the New Orleans Saints. At least you have the real life fins. I mean, I had to take Bryce Love there. He's so good. So, Bryce Love is going to be the starting running back next year. So, who wants Kenya? Not the Bills. They're a divisional rival. That doesn't make sense. A team that's green for Drake, the Colts. We're not going to get that much value for him. Like, maybe a 2 next year? A 2 next year. I mean, it's worth a try with maybe this guy. No, not Braden Smith. This guy, Mr. Quentin Nelson. We could very well get Quentin Nelson, but that's not realistic at all. As bad as I want to, I'm not going to do it. A 2 and a 5 next year for Kenyon Drake. This is a realistic trade. Get Mark Ingram. We don't need Mark Ingram. Dalvin Cook. Yeah, Dalvin Cook is a talented brother. Young freshman for Georgia. Okay, so that's close. I'm sorry, Xavier, but I think I have to do it. If we're gonna trade Kenyon Drake, we don't need Mark Ingram. Bryce Love is for running back. He is this team's running back. He is our guy. And Kenyon Drake has been traded to the Indianapolis Colts. What a crazy draft. Like, free agency, we signed Quan Alexander, whoop-de-doo. But we got Ed Oliver, Bryce Love, and what's-his-face, Jonah Williams. We've traded Kenny Stills. We've traded Kenyon Drake. That shows that we are making moves on the offensive side of the ball that we needed to do. I'm sorry, Xavier, I had to do it. Alright, third round. We have the 2nd and 5th pick in the third round. Sean Krebs is headed to Seattle, and the Miami Dolphins are back on the clock. I think I'm going to trade out of this pick. Damon Arnett is on the board, though. So, honestly, I might just need to take Arnett. And then I think I'm going to... I don't know what I'm going to do, because I really want Prince Tega, Anthony Johnson, and Sherman Cole. We need to end this draft with all 3 of them. Tega, Johnson, and Cole. We need all 3 of them. Gonna roast me, pick the corner. I feel like taking a risk in the third round, I feel like this makes sense. Damon Arnett, welcome to the Miami Dolphins. Whoa, what the heck? He has superstar development. I promise I did not edit that. What the heck? No way. So we have 3 superstars and a star in this draft class. Oh my goodness. Bengals take Elton Jenkins. Broncos take CJ Conrad. We're going to take Prince Tega Wanahogo Jr. from Auburn. Greatest name ever. So with the 5th pick in the 3rd round, I'm not going to take my time on this one like I have all the other picks. Ricardo Seltzer Jr. Who the heck is Ricardo Seltzer Jr.? Why people sleep on the superstars? Prince Tega Wanahogo Jr. He is a star development. I promise you guys, I did not edit these development traits. Like, I think I edited Nick Bosa's development. I gave him superstar. But the 5 players I have drafted, I have not edited their developments. I promise you all. I promise you all, I have not edited their developments. I had no clue Damon Arnett had superstar. I have no clue that Wanahogo had star. And I had no clue that Jonah Williams had superstar. I knew Bryce Love had star, and I knew Ed Oliver had superstar. I knew that. You don't believe me? I promise. I swear on everything I know. Alrighty, we need to trade back up in the 3rd round. I want Anthony Johnson, and I want Sherman Cole. The Bears. What do the Bears want? I'm pretty sure Sherman Cole is a projected late 4th, so we can wait on him a little bit. They're interested, but want more value. Maybe Albert Wilson, a team that's like yellow. The Bengals already used their 3rd round pick, though. A team that's yellow or green, the Bills. The Bills already have a totally new receiving core, so it doesn't hurt. We're basically ruining Amon Richards' career. Alright, yeah, this is going to happen. We could probably trade a 4 or 5, and it's going to happen. Where's Tannehill? Tannehill is still injured. Tannehill is still on our team, but he's injured. We're going to have to trade a 4. I'll do it. Albert Wilson's on a huge contract, so this is a good deal for us. P1 is live. Is he live? I guess he is. Yeah, he is. On Champ? Yeah, I swear on Champ Britain that I did not edit the players I've drafted development traits. Like Nick Bosa, Rashawn Gary, Dexter Lawrence, I edited their development traits. But I promise you, Alec Eberle is a Buccaneer. Diamond Griffin is a Giant. Why would the Texans pick Nick Fitzgerald? That doesn't make sense. And also, why would I draft so many good players? Because it almost looks like I'm obviously cheating somehow. Like, I wouldn't be that stupid. That's just pure luck. Like, I sort of knew Prince Tega was going to be like a 76 based on his skills. I knew Jonah Williams was going to be around a 78 based on his skills, but I didn't know they'd all be that good. We will all stand for the national anthem now. I was going to take Prince and the Lions, but you can still pick Prince. I don't care. He's really good, so I kind of want you to pick him because I'd like the Lions to do that. I would say cheating to make all these players allowance traits is bad, but I promise you none of the players I've taken. I had no clue about Damon Arnett, though. Why would the... Ew, 65? I had no clue about Arnett. I had a feeling that Prince Tega probably had quick, and I sort of knew Jonah Williams had quick, which is why I almost didn't even do that deal. But he has superstar, so... Alright, we're back on the clock. I'm going to pick Anthony Johnson. I know he's a 4th round projected player, but we need to get him. 4.47 speed. He's a beast. Stop it. He is star. Okay, I actually knew he had star because I've seen it somewhere. But, yeah, I would have probably picked him anyway, even if I didn't know his development trait. And I did not change his development. He had star in this draft class. Jets picked the best player. Yes, they did. Shout out to the Jets. The Vikings. Damian Harris, they don't need him, but I guess that's a decent value pick. LJ Scott to the Cardinals. I know Parham would like that. Rodney Anderson to Dallas. So all the running backs are starting to go. Bryce Love maybe would have been available in the 3rd round, but I'm kind of happy we did pick him. Browns with a nice pick.
The Ravens are now on the clock.
Wait, when is Sherman Cole supposed to go? Because we need to get him. Sherman Cole, I have a feeling he's probably going to be like a 76. I have no clue what his development trait is. And he's only 21. Yeah, I have to get him. But this is such a good draft class. Anthony Nelson, that's not terrible for the 3rd round. Duncan Webster. Juan Thornhill. Devin Duvernay. Jordan Davis. Nico Ruman. Don't know how to say that. George Campbell. Craig Sanos.
The Browns
Jalen
are now on the
Ferguson, Larez Carswell,
clock. The Seahawks are
Colton
now on the
Prater, 76. That's not
The
bad.
Dolphins are
And
now
Ken
on the
Webster.
clock.
That's a solid value pick. So we're going to pick Sherman Cole here, outside linebacker. Now I can't... You can pick all the players I've drafted RMP, I promise. If Sherman Cole has star or superstar, I swear.
The Bengals are now on the clock.
77 normal. See? He has normal. But 77 for 21 years old, he does not fit the scheme at all, though. So, that's a good pick, but I'm not as high on it for obvious reasons. I mean, he doesn't have star or superstar. We have not drafted a single player with quick development. Alrighty, so we are on the clock very shortly.
The Broncos
Chris
are now
Johnson is a 79. Holy smokes.
The Dolphins are now
Really
on the
nice pick by Cincinnati. Take your players. Your players are undrafted, so we're not going to pick them. We could sign one of them if we wanted to. But maybe we pick DeAndre France. Actually, no, we have to get Jake Browning in the 5th round. Because of Chris Peterson. That would only make sense. I did not scout Austin Bryant. Really, I'm dumb. Montre Hardage, Mike Goodwin, maybe one of them. We don't need an offensive lineman, at least for right now. And he's 23, that's a bit old. We don't need a corner. I say we maybe trade down. What are our picks looking like next year? If your guys won't get picked, so I will sign one of them. Alright, what are our picks next year? We have 2 2s, 2 3s, 2 4s. That looks like identical headed into this year's draft. So what can I get for a 4? Maybe I could get like an older veteran. What do we need? We really have like no positions of need right now. We don't need anything. After 1 year, this is so weird. We just don't have team needs. I guess maybe like a 4 and a 5 next year. We don't have team needs. This team is too good. This team is honestly just way too good. I'll take a 7 this year. I think this is decent value. It may not look great. Your YouTube channel was created at 2/14 on June 5th in 2016. Hogan, am I doing hard? I was gonna do Hard Knocks, but I feel like it's gonna be too hard to do Hard Knocks, so probably not. You thought they would go in the 3rd round. They are not, just because I did not want to create them and uncreate a real-life player. Hogan Buffett, he will probably be our 5th rounder. If he's available, I might take him. What do I want? We don't need anything. Except for maybe a quarterback, and I'm not addressing that now. This team is so good. I mean, we have a bunch of old players. So, we don't need corner. We have so much depth there. We don't need Dante Jackson. Does anyone want Dante Jackson? I'm not trading him to the Bills. The Bucks. Do the Bucks have a realistic young player for us to get? I would say O.J. Howard, but we have Gesicki, so we don't need him. Ronald Jones. We don't need a running back because we have Bryce Love. Alright, but Bucks, no. Sorry, Bucks. Your channel was created in 2014 but never uploaded. Quarterback is a need. Ryan gets... But we have Brissett, and I'm not trading for a quarterback right now. I cannot trade Tannehill, even if you all want me to. He's still injured, so I cannot trade him. You can take all the players I drafted RMP. You can take Damon and Prince. I mean, Prince is an offensive lineman, so you can definitely take him. And then you can take Arnett, too. I don't really care. That's fine with me. Cardinals want him? Nope. I'm not trading him to the Bills. The Colts. We already took the Colts' 2nd rounder next year. I feel like they would do this for Quentin Nelson, but I'm not going to do it for reasons. The Falcons. The Falcons could have someone. Maybe a blockbuster deal for, like, Tack McKinley. Tack McKinley will be such a fun player to use. But we don't really need a defensive end. We have Cameron Wake, who's old. But I'm focused on needs right now, not in the future. Because this team has a chance to be good. Calvin Ridley, we are pretty good at wide receiver. Alright, I'll just take a 3 next year. Woohoo. Alright, Dante Jackson. This is terrible value, but we need some realism. No. This is a good trade for your Falcons, AP, I promise.
Hold on now. This pick
All right.
is trading teams.
Sorry, Dante Jackson. It's been short-lived. Now Arthur Blank is going to have to sell his whole team.
The Buccaneers.
Ryan Finley is the pick, quarterback. All right, we'll just simulate to the 5th round.
The Dolphins are now on the clock.
Is Hogan on the board? Just out of curiosity. Rodriguez Keefe. I was considering him. Hogan Buffett is on the board. What about Rodriguez? He's 24, though. That's my problem with him. I know Ramirez is pretty good. Hogan Buffett. I think we need depth at linebacker. I'm going to pick Hogan Buffett from Missouri State. 73 overall. 6th in true talent. Obviously, he's not the 6th best player in this draft, but gotta do what you gotta do.
The Broncos
75, dang. If Rodriguez Keefe is on the board, I'm gonna pick him.
The Dolphins are now on the
I
clock.
highly doubt it, though. Okay, Rodriguez Keefe in the 6th round.
Are now on the
He is a 76 overall. This game is broken. I don't know what I'm going to do with him, though, because I want to play Tankersley, and I want to play Jabril Peppers. So I guess what I'm going to do is, obviously, our net's going to start. Jabril Peppers is still going to be in the slot, and then I guess we'll have a competition for cornerback number 2 with Keith, Xavier Howard, and Tankersley.
The Dolphins are now on the clock.
When are you getting Browning? I completely forgot about Browning. I'm stupid. Shoot. I wanted to get Jake Browning, but it totally slipped my mind. In the 7th round, we will finish it off with Malik Bostic. I don't remember giving him star development. I thought I gave him quick. He will not be the long-term starter. And I'm sorry, everyone. I was going to pick Jake Browning in the 6th round, but it totally slipped my mind. So I believe that is it for the NFL draft. Wow, that was crazy. Dang. That is the greatest draft I have ever seen. Ryan Tannehill is still hurt. We actually have a legit shot to make the playoffs this year. I think we're making the playoffs. Trade for Browning. Probably don't need to. Gonna go. Gotta go. Gonna do mulch now. Have fun, AP. Maybe I'll trade for Jake Browning. I don't know how. It might be decently hard to get him. With the 2nd overall pick, we took Ed Oliver. 83 overall super. Also, if you guys want proof, I did not change any of these players' development traits. You can literally download the draft class. It's probably one of the most downloaded ones. And I'm pretty sure I didn't change anything. Unless they changed it since I downloaded it. But Ed Oliver is a Miami Dolphin. Jonah Williams is a Miami Dolphin. Probably going to move him to guard. Bryce Love is the star. I had no clue we were going to get Bryce Love. I did not expect that. Damon Arnett, superstar development, is a Miami Dolphin. Prince Tega Wanahogo Jr. is a Miami Dolphin with star development. Anthony Johnson with star development. I promise I did not change any of these players' development traits. Sherman Cole, he's probably going to start this year. Hogan Buffett. Can't wait to see the Boom Squad in game. Yeah, this team's going to be really fun. Rodriguez Keefe could start next year. I don't know. We'll see. And then Malik Bostic. Go Westlake. So, we're going to simulate to the regular season. I don't think I need to do anything. That was a monster draft class. Everyone in the draft sleeps on Love because, yeah, Bryce Love always falls. Really, running backs in general always fall. I don't get that. Ryan Tannehill is back from injury. Woot woot. Ryan Tannehill is the starting quarterback for this season. I am sorry if you don't like it. Our team is a 76. Oh, we got to change some positions. Jonah Williams is going to be the right guard. And Wanahoga will be the center, most likely. But I feel like I want to play my tackle at tackle. The skill for right tackle is agile. Wait, so maybe we move James to left tackle, Williams to right tackle, and they both fit the scheme. For the first time in forever. I cannot wait to see this team play. I expect maybe 9 to 10 wins. I think this team is that good. We are lower rated than we are last year. We lost Kenyon Drake. We lost Kenny Stills. Cameron Wake regressed like 7 overalls. Yeah, for the first time in forever, he is healthy. So Jawan James is moving to left tackle. Jonah Williams will play right. We don't need Dwayne Brown anymore. Okay, so Dwayne Brown's going to be used as depth this year. Jonah Williams will play right guard or right tackle. We'll move, and then Wanahogo and Tunzel will play inside. And Dwayne Brown's going to be depth in case of injury. This team is going to be so good. We have such a bright future now. All we need is like a star quarterback, which we're probably going to get next year, and we are set. Alright, so James and Jonah Williams both now fit the scheme. I'm going to move Dwayne Brown to guard, just so it does not mess with Jonah Williams starting, or Jawan James, or anyone like that. So that's going to be the plan with that. If any of our offensive line get injured, we will have Dwayne Brown come in. And he's a very solid backup for a year. Props to me on team building. Thank you, RMP. This team is going to be so much fun. I cannot wait for this year. Tunzel will move to probably right guard. I know he's a 76 at Agile, which I think is the scheme fit there. And then Prince Tega Wanahogo hopefully is good at center. What is the scheme for center, by the way? We still got 7 people on the stream. You guys are nuts. What is the scheme fit at center? It is pass protector. So Laramie Tunsil's going to play center. Actually, what about Wanahogo? Because I care about his development more than Tunsil's. He is power. He's a 70. Okay, so let's look at him at guard. Tunsil's probably going to play center. Let's look. He is a 75 at Agile. 76 at pass protector. So he's going to play right guard. And Tunzel will play center. And this team is going to be really special next year. Assuming Tannehill can stay healthy, because we went 2-2 with Tannehill last year. That's not bad. Tunzel plays center. And Dwayne Brown will not start. Sorry, Dwayne. You're just too old. We are a 78 overall. We were, I believe, a 77 last year. Alright, Amendola will be the slot receiver. Anthony Johnson will be on the outside. Yeah, that's not right. There we go. And then on defense, I think that looks pretty good. Arnett will be the main starter. Peppers will be in the slot, and then we have a competition for quarterback number 2 with Rodriguez, Keefe, Cordea, Tankersley, and Xavier Howard. So I'm pretty sure that's actually... What are we going to do with Jason Sanders? Now that we have Greg Valeg. Can we get like a 7 for him? Yeah, you were right about the record, Zach. So let's see what you think this year and see if you're right again. Damien has us going 7 or 9 and 8 and 8. I think that would be reasonable. 9 and 7. You wonder where... Okay, we'll check where all of the custom players went. Alright. So, let's see here. I believe I made your guy a 76. So, we'll probably... This was a pretty decent pick. 77. Dosha Edmonds in the 3rd round. You went to the Chargers, 76 overall with normal development. So you are a Los Angeles Charger. And who does not have a kicker? The Chargers probably don't have a kicker. Who is your kicker? They have Caleb Sturgis. Who is a really bad or old kicker? Who is the Colts? Do the Colts still have Vinatieri? They do. They might just want to trade for Jason Sanders just to get some youth. I'll take a 6 for him, honestly. 10 and so, oh, okay, a future 7. Okay, so he's just gonna be on our practice squad this year. Corey Legion and Rigoberto Ramirez. Made 2 prospects for yourself, TC and JC Copeland. Oh, in your draft class, I'm guessing? Alright, where did Overstreet and Hayden go? Former Westlake Hornets. You say 7, 8, and 1. So R&P thinks we're going to get a tie in there. Imagine that. So, obviously, we got Malik Bostic. So, Rashawn Overstreet and Alan Hayden. I also put in the draft class. We'll do it by age, because, obviously, he's going to be somewhat young. Rashawn Overstreet. I probably made him 23 years old. Because I think he was a redshirt senior. DJ Chark is only a 73. Madden robbed him, honestly. Rashawn Overstreet is a Detroit Lion. Interesting. You are correct, Mr. Occidental. I'm always correct. So Rashawn Overstreet is a Lion, not Rashawn Hayden. Rashawn Overstreet is on the Lions. Justin Hardy, former Illinois Fighting Illini. He was actually a wide receiver on the first year of a dynasty. Sam Shields is a 68. Fall from grace much. Alright, where is Alan Hayden? He is 23 years old. What development does Gritty have? Star? Yeah, he is star. Alright, Hayden. Where is Mr. Alan Hayden? Hopefully I don't pass him. Alan Hayden. Mike Hughes, 76. Maybe I could find him this way. Why didn't I just do that with Overstreet? Alright, I think he's 23. Alan Hayden is on the Buccaneers. Interesting. See the roster of the Texans. Alright, the only big difference I know with them is, of course, they got Kenny Stills, who we, of course, traded. They have Quandre Diggs. Interesting. But this is what the Texans look like. Pretty similar. No first-round rookie. But instead, they have Mr. Kenny Stills. So, I think that'll do it for the stream. I don't think we need to make any trades. I'm not sure how I'm going to do preseason or anything like that, if I do preseason. What about defense? I think I'm going to stick with this scheme. I know we need a cornerback competition with Keith, Howard, and Tankersley. I have no clue how I'm going to handle the cornerback thing. Trade for Whitney Merciless. Yeah, no. I'm a little surprised we're only at 78. I mean, I get all these players are young. It's refreshing to see all of these injured players back, like Sitton, Tannehill, Charles Harris. They're all back. So that'll be it for me. Very successful off-season. We got 3 superstars and 3 stars in the draft, which is absolutely incredible. So, yeah, we've been streaming for pretty much almost exactly 2 hours now. So, yeah, I'm out. Peace.